Okay, going live. YouTube and Instagram. Pretty much all my long form content is going to be live. Hey Melinda, how's it going? Hey Corey Lynn, how's it going? So all my long form content I want to do live. A couple of reasons. It's going to help me with just public speaking as well. It's a real challenge to go live and speak like this, and I like that challenge. So I'm looking for just some opportunities to improve this aspect of my life. But what I want to talk about tonight is how to start getting fit in 3 simple steps. It doesn't take a lot to get started. You have to get the ball rolling. That's the most important thing. I know there's a lot of parents out there that follow me. I'm a parent. I know a lot of parents. Most of my friends are parents. We have such busy lives. Most of my friends are nurses as well, and you're working 12-hour shifts, plus the time to get to work and get home and give shift report. Turns into like 13, 14-hour days sometimes. And there's a huge chunk of your day gone. And so sometimes it feels like things are getting a little bit out of control. But if we can just simplify our life, and we can get a little bit back on track on how to get fit. The first thing that you need to do in order to get fit, the very first thing you need to do, you need to take massive accountability for your life. Okay? This life is your life. You are in charge. You're in the driver's seat. If you're watching this, you're not living with mom and dad. They're not making the decisions for you. You're making your own decisions for your life, and you need to take massive accountability for your health, your fitness, your wealth, your relationships, and your future. Now, here's the problem. A lot of people are overweight or underweight or mentally perturbed and disturbed because of how they were raised, because of their parents' lack of love or kindness or intelligence, or just they were immature, they were addicted to drugs, alcohol, all these things that happen in life. I need you to forgive them for the past as best you can. And if not, well, then you need to move on in spite of what they did to you, in spite of how people may have hurt you, in spite of you being overfed as a child and you're obese now. You can't just keep moving on like that. It's time for you to take responsibility for your life. And if you're too skinny and you try to withhold food from yourself so that you feel like you have some sort of control, listen, that's not healthy either. And so you need to realize you have a bright future ahead of you. And you need to look inside. Hey, Nicole, how's it going? You need to look inside and say, things happened to me in the past that have affected my mental state and my health that put me in this place now. But I still have a responsibility, number 1, as a parent, number 2, as a spouse, and number 3, of course, for my own future, that I'm going to take a step to get healthy. And I'm going to start today by taking accountability that whatever happened in the past, it happened, but I'm not going to let that stop me from moving forward. Does that make sense? And so if you can take massive accountability for your future, then you can get a good start on your health and fitness, your mental health, your wealth, your wellness, your relationships. Everything else can start to line up after that. Hey, thanks, Cloco. I like my hat too. It's got a Bigfoot on it. They're crazy about Bigfoot down here in the Everglades. But that's off the topic. Let's talk about your health and your fitness. So you've taken massive accountability. It's up to you now. It's your life now. Whatever happened as a kid, whatever happened in high school, okay, you're on your own. You have a family to take care of, and you're going to set the example of what it means to lead in your health and fitness, okay? Because when a kid is healthy mentally and physically, they have a brighter future, of course, than if they're depressed or if they're obese or if they're anorexic. And these things, of course, a lot of times need to be addressed medically. But you need to set the example of where you're going to take your life, where you're going to take your family. And that's to do great things, all right? Adventures with your kids, hikes with your kids, going to the lake, the ocean, the river, camping, being an active parent, and you're taking accountability for your family's future now. All right? Then the second thing, which is very important, is you just need to eat properly. It's so hard to eat properly now because we have fast food on every corner. We have junk food being thrown at us in advertising and in the media, and it's so easy to just order a pizza at night or to get KFC or to get Chinese food, which may be the worst of them all. So much sodium, carbs, MSGs, all these things. Are you really looking at the food that you're putting in your mouth daily? And are you thinking, whoa, man, what's this going to do to me in 5 years if I keep eating on these same kind of habits and these same kind of patterns? Do you know what I mean? So you need to look at the food you're eating, and you need to start to remove some of these unhealthy choices. Pizza's fine once in a while. Fast food is fine once in a while. Drinking pop is okay once in a while. Going to Dunkin' Donuts or Tim Hortons, that's okay once in a while. But how many of us, me included, get caught up in doing that like every day? When I worked at the hospital back in Prince George, British Columbia, they had a Tim Hortons in the hospital. I was there on every break. I was getting sour cream glazed donuts. I was getting breakfast sandwiches. I was getting breakfast bagels. Man, I was getting a bagel ass because of how much I was eating. Do you know what I mean? Carbs in abundance, you know, it's a great way to bulk, but it's not a great way to get healthy. And so how do we eat properly? What's the way that we do it? Okay, this is the thing that people don't want to hear about getting fit and getting healthy. You have to weigh your food, man. You have to track your macros. You have to know how many calories your body needs for itself to sustain. And so what you can do is simply go on Google or Bing or Yahoo, whatever you like to use, and just type in calorie calculator. Put your height, put your age, put your weight, put your level of activity in, and it's going to calculate for you your basal metabolic rate or your daily caloric needs. So it's hard to read these. Oh, dude, if you're only 31 pounds, you got to eat more. You just keep eating more carbs. If you can't weigh 31 pounds, you got to be a kid if you're 31 pounds. 31 pounds, that's like a 5-year-old. But you got to eat then. I mean, you got to eat. But you got to track your food. Everybody should if you want to start getting fit. You don't always have to track your food. That's the thing. But you need to start tracking your food. And you need to measure it. And you need to weigh it. And you need to follow a little bit of a plan. And the plan is this. You want to hit your protein goals first. That's the thing you want to hit before anything else. So you know how many calories you need to survive. Okay, for me it's like 2,600 a day. I'm 5'11", 195 pounds. I can eat around 2,600 calories a day. I'll probably say the same. But I needed to track it. I bought a little scale on Amazon, cost me $10, and then I would weigh my food. I'd put it in MyFitnessPal, and so I could see, okay, how much am I actually eating in a day? And you realize quite quickly when you just be disciplined on tracking your food, you realize you're way over what you should be. But if you just like, all right, so now I've gone over, I'm snacking at night. Oh, I'm snacking at work and things are getting a little over. Now at least you have a little bit of a record of where you're going wrong and why you're out of shape. And so this is it, guys. I want you to buy a cheap scale and just start weighing your food and putting it in a calorie calculator and like MyFitnessPal. All right, but I want you to prioritize your protein. If you can just eat the right amount of protein every day for 30 days, number one, you're going to feel more full throughout the day. And so for an example, if you're a 175 pound man and you would like to be 160 pounds, well then I want you to keep eating 175 grams of protein because you're cutting some weight. All right. The goal for a lady, maybe you want to weigh 130 pounds. Right now you're 156. Well, you're going to eat 150 grams of protein while you do more cardio, while you cut back on the carbs and the fats a little bit, because you're going to cut down. And the thing is, you don't need to lose 10 pounds in a week. What you need to do is aim to lose 1 pound in a week. And you do that because you've calculated your calories in the calorie calculator. You've subtracted 500 to 750 calories off your daily maintenance. Now you're going to go into caloric deficit. Now you're going to eat the right amount of protein every day, and you're going to track it. All right? And then before you know it, in 30 days, you're probably down 4 pounds or 5 pounds, maybe more, to be honest. And you feel better about yourself because you got a win. You have a victory. You've lost some weight. Does that make sense? And it's just this small step of being consistent over 30 days, tracking your meals, eating your protein, drinking your water. It'll start to change your life. Like, I've been trying to drink this thing every day since I hired my bodybuilding coach. And I'm not gonna lie, it's a challenge to get a gallon of water a day. But I keep this with me. I go to work, I fill it up in the morning, and I nurse it for 12 hours, and I usually get it done. Here's the second biggest thing that a lot of people struggle with, and you're trying to lose weight, but you can't. The thing is, you're snacking at night. You're hanging out with your wife, you got the kids to bed, you're watching a movie on the couch, and you grab the bag of chips. For me, my weakness was Miss Vickie's kettle cooked chips, mesquite barbecue, things like that. Licorice, popcorn, tapioca. I mean, I love these things. They make me feel good inside, but you should see my before pictures when I let that get out of control for 10 years or more. And I know a lot of people struggle to lose weight, and it's simply because they snack at night. And they, especially potato chips, high sodium, high carb snacks at night, totally defeat all the gains you made in the day. And so if you can replace that night snacking with like an apple, or even like a bit of beef jerky, some other types of fruit at night instead of, or even like some eggs or a protein shake. You know what I mean? Instead of all the junk while you're out watching a movie at night or hanging out on the couch scrolling reels, if you can just choose a healthier snack, that's going to get you a long way to getting to the shape that you'd like to be. And so now you've taken accountability for your life. You've realized, okay, my parents may have messed up. They didn't teach me how to eat properly or exercise. All these things might have happened to me. But I'm my own man. I'm my own woman. I have my own family now. I'm going to take accountability, and I'm going to move my family forward to health. Now you're going to calculate your calories on a calorie calculator. You're going to prioritize your protein. You're going to cut 500 calories a day off if you want to lose weight, or you're going to add 500 calories a day if you want to gain weight. All right? And then you're going to stop snacking junk food at night. You're going to have fruit or a healthy snack. And here's the third thing. A lot of people don't like to do it because they get intimidated, but you need to become a gym rat. I want you to become a gym rat. I want you to fall in love with one of your local gyms, whether it's a Good Life or a Gold's Gym or a LA Fitness or a Planet Fitness or an Athletica, whatever it might be. I mean, become a gym rat. At first, you're going to feel a little bit intimidated being at the gym. Is there anyone that gets intimidated going to the gym? You don't like being there, you feel a little bit uncomfortable? Nothing wrong with being a little thick, but you got to get muscle under there. Corlin, you do? I got two different chats going on between the YouTube and the Instagram. Yeah, sometimes it's intimidating to be at the gym. There's people that have been fitness addicts for years, so of course they look amazing. And there are a lot of people on steroids, and they look huge and big. And there's some of those crazy people, and they're just going full tilt the whole time, and you're like, I don't know if I want to be around these people. But I want to tell you this: you're gonna feel intimidated for a short amount of time at the gym. But if you stick with it and you develop a routine of getting to the gym at the same time, more or less every day, you start to see the same people at the gym at the same time every day. You begin to make some friends actually at the gym. You ask them for a spot. They might ask you for a spot, or you might ask them for advice on how to use some equipment, and you'd be surprised how friendly people actually are at the gym and how much they care about other people getting fit as well, because it's their passion. And so when you've committed like 30 days to going to the gym, guess what? You begin to develop a very powerful habit of just getting out of your comfort zone and getting to the gym and getting your endorphins up, because you're doing cardio, you're lifting weights, your adrenaline's pumping, you're beginning to feel good. And so now you associate this place with feeling well. All right. And it's not to say you can't work out at home, and a lot of people do. I like the idea of paying for a membership, because now I got some skin in the game, and that gets me out of my house and gets me around some other people. Does that make sense? Gets me into a new scene. And guess what? I've made some of my best friends by going to the gym and meeting strangers and striking up conversations and then hanging out with them. And you know, that's kind of, as you get older, you need to have a bit of a social life. And so the gym can sometimes be that social life. And if you follow my reels and if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see my wife and I, we always go to the gym together. We go to a gym that has a daycare. And I mean, the gym time is our date. We have a great time. We flirt with each other. We spot each other. We enjoy each other's company. And, you know, we both dress, look, you know, we're looking good. We're looking fit in our outfits. And it's a fun thing to do as a couple. But I want you to become a gym rat. That's the third part of getting fit, is to get into a local gym that's not too expensive and just start working out consistently and follow a workout plan. And I'm telling you, you've taken accountability of your life. You've dialed in your eating. You've calculated your macros. You've subtracted or added some calories, depending if you want to cut weight or gain weight. You're prioritizing your protein intake, okay? You're cutting out the junk food snacks at night and you're replacing them with healthy snacks. And then you're becoming a gym rat. And you're just going to the gym, even though you're intimidated, even though you might be embarrassed, even if you feel like you don't belong there, you're going to keep going there. And you're going to keep pushing yourself, because you've taken accountability to become the best version of yourself. And this is what being an adult's all about. This is what being a parent's all about, is we take accountability for our future, for ourselves, our health and wellness, so we can be there for our kids and set the example for them to thrive. Got some questions here. Yeah, dude. I've always been like, Cloco, I was always an athlete. I always played football growing up, but I was never big. I was always quite skinny. And I was a quarterback in high school, and in Northern Canada, so the football wasn't that good. But I was competitive, but I was never strong. And I always hated going to the gym. And then when I was 26, I've been married for a year. I started nursing degrees, a 4-year program in Canada. And in that nursing degree, I just kind of got really skinny fat. I didn't work out at all in those 4 years. And then I was 30 years old when I graduated, and I had my first daughter. And then as time went on, I had 2 more daughters after that. And just really didn't work out, didn't get fit. Got quite depressed, actually. And by 2021, I was out of shape, skinny fat. I had no confidence. I was covered in a rash head to toe, and it was from eating gluten, which I didn't realize that was a thing, but it was a terrible rash. And for years, they told me it was psoriasis. And finally got biopsied, but I was depressed from that because I'd be scratching all night long. And I felt so weak, but finally we figured that out. And so I got off the wheat, the barley, the rye, got out of the gluten, and I just thought, man, I got to do something with my life. Here I am, 37 years old, and just feel like a total sack of crap. And so I started going to the gym. I hired a personal trainer. I started to follow a bit of a meal plan, and I just stayed consistent with it. And you can look on some of my shorts, you can look on my Instagram at James Gugadal, and you can see my before and after. I was quite skinny, 150, 145. My lowest I was 144 pounds in 2019. I was 144 pounds. Now I was 201 2 weeks ago. And this morning I'm doing a cut, I'm 194. And I filled out, and it took time, though it took a lot of time. But what it did, it really improved my confidence, made me feel like more of a man, Made me feel like more of a better husband and a better father, knowing that I can at least do a better job protecting my kids, protecting my wife. And so I think it's important that everybody get in the best shape possible, even though it's difficult and it's not the easy way, simply because it's for the best, for your longevity, for your mental health, for your confidence, for your stamina, for your relationship, for your leadership in the home, and for your leadership outside of the home. And so I hope these 3 simple steps help, guys. If you need help getting fit, you can reach out to me. You can get a meal plan from me. You can get a workout plan from me. You can hire me one-on-one if you want. But I have a free guide. I'll leave a link somewhere that you can find in the description or the comments. And that's just for a macro guide where you can learn how to calculate your macros like I talked about. And you can learn how to either bulk if you need to bulk or cut the fat and get stronger. As well, I include some workouts in there and a ton of meals. So, that might be something, Cloco, you're interested, is just that free guide on how to get your macros dialed in. Yeah, so I was a wimp, dude. I couldn't even do 3 dips on the dip bar, man, like in 2019. I couldn't bench 2 plates hardly for more than 2 reps. I couldn't run a mile. Dude, it was sad, dude. By the time I was 37, I was old, man, and feeling old when I shouldn't have. But now that I'm over 40, man, I'm stronger than I've ever been. I feel better than I've ever felt. And, man, living in Florida instead of Northern Canada, man, life's good, bro. Hope that helped. I think I'll sign it out now. Gotta work in the morning. Take care.
Good job, babe.
Oh, you're only 11 years old. Well, no wonder you're only 31 pounds. You don't have to worry about your weight. You're only 11. So you just stay in school. You eat good, man. You just tell your parents to feed you up good, and you just stay active. And whatever you're doing, if you like sports, play sports. If you like riding your bike, ride your bike. And if you like going on hikes, do that, okay? Take care. It won't matter for you till you're like 19 or 20, okay? Just stay active and eat good. Bye, buddy.